It was the middle of July 1942. Mother Nature was fine. The human nature was the one that was naughty. And snotty. It was high on gunpowder and blood. One ear said swing and the other said thud. There was a screaming frau in the town of Birkenau. It's a storm before the revelation, a mere addition to the human population. At the Birkenau satellite camp, the mud, smoking a pipe, watching the flag unfurled, for a moment he forgot about the dying species. It was a concentration camp, you know. A human was worth nothing more than feces. She's got stamina. Blimey, he thought. The screaming stopped. Now it's going to get timey, he thought. But a deafening scream accompanied the next time. It wasn't the baby, neither it was the mother. He blamed the heavens and ran inside. Captain Alexander Kaminsky was heard. The man in uniform, the man under the hild, the man of swastika, held the motionless bundle and cried like a sunless child. The man of steel wasn't a screecher, but later that night I guarantee he cried more than the mother, at least by a pitcher. Each salty drop flinched the knife. Why was he crying though? It wasn't his son, neither his wife. The mother now was stretched like a cord. How a moment ago she had an army of servants more than a devout Jewish could ever afford. Now all she had were whipsters who kept their distance at least by a tool. Every whip had a shriek, of course, no doubt, but her eyes, those smiling eyes, they shuddered them. I did it, you fools! She screamed at them. The morning was grislier than the night. The morning was obscurer than the night. The soldiers stood in a single file, guns out of their mind. The captain pointed at the rope-hung mother. Who did that? No one dared to peek at her, nor him. Who in the Hitler's earth let her get away with it? He turned around and screamed at her. Who did it? He knew. He knew it was her. We were tired, sir. All of you? Jacob and me, sir. And what about the others? We just wanted a shut-eye, sir. Too early for food? Thought the pair of gunshots startled vultures at the far end of the dense wood. It wasn't a uniform that thudded the earth, but a shit-stained rag. The Kaiser was losing, you know. The soldiers were at a dearth. Long ago, on 31st of January 1901, in the city of Aachen, there was another screaming mother. It was a bit grisly, but he kept peeping. Alexander's brother into the world was slipping. He was happy. He was going to get a new toy. And then there was the strange cry. Today reminded him of those ghosts, of the ghosts he always had a fear of. He has lived this earlier. He has seen how a war-stricken man can annihilate his wife. He has seen how a war-stricken man can point at him by a knife. He has seen how a mother tightens up just as the tiny neck squeezes through the torn hymen. He has seen how the wife of a war-stricken man can take her revenge. Amen. Back in the present, for the next fortnight, the camp was without a captain. It didn't matter exactly. The time was up. The war was done. Dear mother, you promised me you'll never come back. But I was looking at you. I was looking straight at you. I put a bullet through you. Why aren't you dead? Why am I more afraid of you, more than the war-stricken man? Said the letter he wrote after his first kill out in Mainz. It's like a poison that runs through his veins. The war-stricken man and his beloved wife still holds the captain by his reins. At the end of the fortnight, he stepped out. No one was there, at least no one alive. All his workers were hanging about the same place as she was. They didn't know where the war was. All they saw was a way to end this. They killed every other uniformed man as a bliss. But Alexander was happy again, not because his deed undid itself without the tools, not because he had nothing to lose, but because the impure, shit-laced rags showed him mercy. They left him a noose. 500 people were scrapped in the list of casualties of the fight that night. 400 Jews, 99 German soldiers, and a smiling captain with a belt so tight. Call it a suicide or euthanasia, perhaps. Call it a holocaust that went afloat. I call it freedom. I call it Alexander's antidote. Ta-da!